Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage on Monday night. This is our 7 o'clock live stream chat. And, I'm glad you're here. Typically, we do this on Sunday night or Monday nights at 7. And I think but it's been going pretty well with that. We do it on Thursdays at 3 in the afternoon, which I've mentioned before. I may or may not continue that. The numbers aren't as good. There's not as many people watching. So I've been debating on whether I want to continue with that on Thursdays. So if you're new to the Joe Daddy's Garage experience, we do this and we try to answer questions, mostly classic car questions. And by that, I mean cars from the 60s and 70s, somewhere in that bracket. And it could be Mustangs, Camaros, Mopars, whatever. I try to answer the question. And if I can't answer the question and somebody else has a good answer in my chat box over there on the side, they get a bell. Sometimes I get a bell, sometimes not. Sometimes I have the right answer. Sometimes it's better to defer to the panel and get them to answer the questions. But it's been fun. It's been great. We've had some great live streams, and I've been considering also trying to do these in a different way. And I will point out, if you're just getting here and you're knowing or seeing this, I am on the Ethernet, and I do have problems sometimes with the Wi-Fi. Sometimes it cuts out. If it freezes up, gets slow, hang in there. Usually it comes back. I know I did it on Thursday, and it came back at the end of the stream, which was not good. I also may experiment. I got a new phone. iPhone 12 Pro. I thought I got the Pro, but I got the Pro Max, apparently. I didn't realize that I had gotten the Max whenever I got the thing. Pretty big, bulky phone, but I may be able to use the Bluetooth on this and connect to the 5G internet that's in the area if I need to. So this has already been kind of set up to work with the laptop. We'll see how it goes. So far, it looks good, and I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. Now, I will point out as well, if you're just checking right now and you're seeing this new t-shirt, check that out. Drive on. Since 2011, Joe Daddy's Garage. This t-shirt, the other t-shirts that I have been designed from Andrew, Grease Rookie Garage. And so he made this shirt for me. And if you'll notice, there's a little sign right there. And you can't see the whole thing, but it says since 2011 on it, Joe Daddy's Garage. That's something my daughter put together for me. And so he used that sign in the design and created the shirt. So if you're interested, these shirts are available on Teespring. Get one while they're there. I don't know. But they're available on Teespring along with other shirts. And if you're interested in a hat, which I've mentioned before, email me. We'll figure out what we need to do to get you a hat. But there's stuff available, and I'll just make another plug for my coffee mugs that are on Teespring. Anyway, let's see who's here, and we'll get started. So Chris Greenaway, Chris, since you were the first one, I'll give you a bell for being first. So Chris is here. He's up in Canada. Rick Stevenson, I believe from Florida. Bob Shoemaker, evening all from hot, muggy Oklahoma with a chance of storms right now. Yeah, we've got clouds rolling in here as well, so it may storm while we're on this stream. Terry Keithley, hi all, it's Monday Night Live. Yes, it is. Glad you're here. Troy Justit, hello all, it's good to be here again. Well, yes, I agree. Nandu, good evening, and Barry and everyone. Hope you all had a good weekend. Yeah, we did. We celebrated our grandson's second birthday. So, yeah, it was a good weekend. Clark, Joe Daddy's Garage does the best restorations. Now, what did I win? You want a double bell, Clark. My prizes aren't that great. Crash Rider, greetings from Southern Indiana. I'll be ingesting my supper while digesting some wit and wisdom from Joe Daddy. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Yes, hit the thumbs up button. And I'm going to point this out. I know I've mentioned this in the past couple streams. We've had a regular on here. I don't know what's happened, why or what. For some reason, he hasn't been able to comment. I don't know if he's listening tonight. Bob Knoll, if you're here, by all means, say something. If not, let me know somehow. Email me or something. and we'll try to figure it out. I don't know what's going on, how you may have gotten blocked, but I've tried to fix things and I don't know what's going on. Mason, hey, Joe Daddy's Garage, how you doing? I'm doing pretty well. I hope you are as well. Jack W checking in, New Jersey. Don Farbach from somewhere. I don't remember where. I can't remember everybody. Jerry checking in from Middle Tennessee at the Money Pit. Chris, Barry finally found a painter. Now I got to work like a madman. Now I got to ask, after going through the painter ring, why are body guys too lazy to make patches and address rust now? No good body guys. That's just not what they want to do. It's just not what they want to do. They'd rather bolt stuff on. They don't want to fix things. So a bunch of us old guys are fading away. We try to teach everybody. I try to show everybody what you can do. And, as I've said before, YouTube, they want people blowing stuff up and falling down and hurting themselves and doing stupid things rather than stuff that'll teach you something. So let's see. Okay, yeah. Harvey checking in. Barry, hi, Barry. Cool shirt. Yes. I really like this shirt. Crash Rider. Andrew deserves a bell for the t-shirt. Yeah, he does. No argument there. Mason, I'm interested in one of your hats. Wanted to ask you how much it is for shipping to Iowa and how much does it cost to have a hat shipped to me? Well, Mason, I've been getting $25 donations. $25 donation will get you a hat. Troy, are you having problems getting parts for your 68? The parts I need are not to be found. I'm not getting, I haven't been looking. There's not much that I need at this point. I will point out, I talked about it on Thursday. I put the drip rail trim on and I messed this side up. I was going to order another set. They're not out there. Not that I could see. So I'm going to have to live with what I have for now. So I haven't looked at what else is available or what's not available, but that's just something I'm going to have to live with at the moment. Now, I did order some stuff. I showed, maybe on Thursday, I'd ordered from NPD. I've ordered from Crutchfield, the new radio that I got. The parts that I ordered from NPD, they showed up. They're here. And, I've got to work on getting those in the car. Clark, if Bob changes his display name to Dave, he'll get right in. That might be it. I don't know what's going on. He commented on one of the other live streams that he had made a comment after the stream, like in the, comments under the video. And he said he wasn't able to get on and, answer or comment. And he thought I was mad at him or something. I haven't done anything. I don't know what's going on. I'm really confused by that. Jack, getting my car back from media blasting tomorrow, uncovered some hidden issues, but better now than later on. Blaster was amazed at the overall condition. Well, that's a good sign. But yeah, you're better off finding that stuff now than, when you're deeper into it. Billy, totally want to see a walk around of Jade. Well, I wish I could. I can't really do it with this setup, but there will be. I mean, there's going to be more videos. There's more coming. In fact, I was going to mention that too. There may be a change in the Joe Daddy format. I've talked about it. There's issues with YouTube. Like I said, they don't really care that what I'm putting out is maybe a good video or whatever. If it's some joker doing something stupid and he gets 1 million views, YouTube promotes it and gets more and more and more people to watch it. That's their format. Now, I've been trying to be conservative, let's say, and do 1 or 2 videos a week, regular videos, do the live stream. And that's not really working very well. We'll just put it that way. The revenue still is it's declining. Maybe it's because I'm competing with more people. I don't know. But the revenue is declining. So I'm going to have to, what I think I'm going to try to do is I may try to post a video every day other than the weekends. I may try to post a video every day. Now, with that said, they're not going to be 20, 30 minutes long. They're going to have to be 8 or 10 minutes. And they might be part 1, part 2. I don't know. But that's what I'm doing right now. In fact, today, if you noticed, I posted a video today at 3 o'clock. I have not posted a regular video on a Monday in a long time. I have not posted a video on a Tuesday in a long time. Well, there's a video coming out tomorrow. So I will have, today's video, tomorrow, Wednesday, and we'll see how Thursday goes, whether I do a live stream or I do a regular video. I haven't decided yet, but I may just be trying to feed the mass and see what happens, because got to do something, because I don't want to have to go back to a regular job. I can tell you that. Mason, what's the radio you got today? Is it a Bose radio? No. Is it a Pioneer? No, it is not. It is a it's a digital radio that looks like, I pulled it out on Thursday. I don't think I want to pull it out tonight. It's actually weird. It's a component pieces. There's a little box about this big, about that big square, and you attach the face to it with like a phone jack plug-in. You attach the control shafts again with like phone jack plug-ins, but it mimics an original style radio, but it has MP3 hookup and it's got digital presets. So that's what I got. I think it's Retro Sound. Yeah, Retro Sound, I think, is the name of the company that I bought it from. Or, well, Crutchfield, but I think Retro Sound makes it. Chris went around, got quoted 15 to 20K, found a local guy for 8, as I want to drive quality paint, as a show quality paint would make me negative on the car. The expensive ones wanted every sheet metal piece replaced. Yeah. And that would be a mess. Yeah, no, can't do that. Chris, the painter I'm going with, said 2 patch panels are good to go. Well, I'm hoping he's right. I hope he's right. Michael Pagliarini. How about that? First try, Pagliarini. Mike Pag checking from Rhode Island. Still could use some help with numbers for the rear frame rails on my 65. Okay. I don't know what kind of numbers you need, or what you may be asking about. I don't know if you contacted me before. I don't remember, but we'll have to, if we can help you out tonight. Let me or let us know what you need to know as far as information. Troy, yes, click the thumbs up, definitely. Dawn Manufactory is here. Dawn, is your channel up and running yet? Is it up and running yet? That's the question. Dave Conville, I think that's our first Dave sighting. First Dave. Billy, we the faithful will always watch. Okay, well, I mean, that's good. But like I said, I've got to figure out a way to make this make more revenue. It just has to happen somehow. Dave Britton checking in. Just missed the Dave bell. You were the second one. Mason, it's a retro radio. Yes. We have the artist formerly known as, I don't know what the symbolism is there, but Drakkar Viking. Hi from California. Okay. I'm glad you're here. Mason, what kind of speakers do you have for the Mustang, and what's a sub? I'm not putting in subwoofers. I'm not worried about having. I'm not having some big thumping stereo. I'm just not. I have the speakers I put in 6x9 Serwin Vegas in the rear, and I have Infinity speakers for the front that are going to go into kick panels. I'm not putting in any kind of. I mean, there's a little amp built in, I guess, to the radio, but I'm not building some crazy sound system. I don't need it. For me, it's just being able to drive the car will be enough. Chris, at least he didn't say black cars look better in the shade. Well, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Chris, Barry, as a body guy, does clay bar remove wax, as I lightly waxed it in May? Well, I think it does. I have not used clay bar specifically to remove wax. They do make a wax and grease remover product. I use that all the time when I'm doing paint prep. JX101, I think, is who I get from PPG, or there may be other variations of it, but they make a product that is a wax and grease remover. Now, what I will tell you, what you can do, get some, and this is going to probably work just fine. Get some Dawn dishwashing liquid or dishwashing liquid in general. Make a bucket of soap and water with the dishwashing liquid and wash the car. Wash the car. Really good. Scrub it. And typically, that's what we always did that at the body shop. We'd wash a car with Dawn, and that would typically remove all kinds of wax and stuff. But it worked. So that's what I recommend at this point. And then you could still go over with a clay bar, but the wax and grease or Dawn dishwashing liquid does wonders. Dawn, I have uploaded a short video for testing my fix for the window regulators. Okay. Well, we'll have to get a look at Dawn's manufactory and see how his channel is going to go. 64.5 Stang is here. That's Shane. 67 Stang. That's Trip, right? I believe that's Trip. It's not easy to remember all this stuff. Clark. CJ Pony M103L is a frame rail extension 65 to 68. So I'm not sure what the question is, in fact, with Michael. I'm not sure what he hasn't made a specific question, but that's a part number for the extension. So that's good. That's a good answer. Thank you for that. Still drinking Rick Stevenson's 1820 coffee. Again, thank you. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is Trip. See? There we go. Good answer. Okay. So right now, the status with everything. You've probably seen, if you follow on Facebook or Instagram, I posted pictures of some of the stuff I've gotten done with the car. Now, the videos I have coming out they're lagging. I mean, they're behind because I can't, and I have several that are sitting that I have not fully edited yet. But I did the one on the door seals, posted it today. Tomorrow, I did a short video. It's under 10 minutes, but I'm going to keep putting stuff out. I did one where I put the speakers in the back of the car. I put in the block off panel, and basically that's it. Talked about that sort of thing. I still have a video to do on the dash, or I have it filmed. I still have to edit it down, the dash and the venting and stuff like that. There's several. So in the future, what you're going to see, you might see some of my regular style videos, and you might see videos that are, I don't want to say necessarily choppy, but it might have a different type. You're used to seeing the opening that I always do, where I talk to the camera and say, "Hey, welcome, blah blah blah." I may be doing more. If you follow like Andrew holds his camera and talks to it. I may be doing stuff like that. Maybe I need to show other stuff that's going on in the shop, stuff that I'm working on, or whatever. I don't know, but I'm going to be experimenting with trying to put out different stuff, and I may even do the more of the shorts. See on YouTube, you can do a short video, like 60 seconds, and you can cover a lot of ground in 60 seconds, but I may be doing some more of that too. So we'll see how it goes. Rick, let me know when you're running low. Yeah, I'm still in the first bag because I don't drink like a coffee like I used to. I used to drink like a pot a day, and now I typically have one in the morning and do one for the live streams and stuff like that. But I'm good at the moment. Chris, now I got to go. Now I got 2 big bills to do it right. Retrim, weather stripping, and only lenses for that car. But happy that progress is being made. Yep. You must be off tonight. You must be on a different schedule this week. Jace, Joe Daddy, can you tell me how to take the inner rocker out of my 67 convertible? Well, I don't know if I could tell you how to take it out specifically. But if you look at the Brooklyn Pony series of videos, there I can show you how you can probably see how it's in the car, which isn't that. I mean, it doesn't really give you the details maybe that you need. I have not taken one of those out of a convertible. The way I look at it in my mind, if I were to visualize it, is you're going to have to drop the center section out that supports the floor that runs across the tranny tunnel. You're going to have to separate that out of it. You're going to have to separate the seat risers, get those out of the way. Probably going to have to get the floor pans out of the way. And then from there, start drilling out spot welds and just kind of work your way towards one direction or the other. Now, I know the rear torque box probably overlaps in some way. I can't tell you how far deep you're going to have to go inside to get that separated. You may actually have to cut open the torque box to get in there. But I have not done that on a convertible. On the front, the torque box definitely is going to be interacting with the inner rocker. So unfortunately, that's about the best answer I can give you, is to get those big pieces out of the way and just start chasing spot welds along the perimeter and see how that goes. Dan checking in from the sandbox. Glad you're here. Chris, yeah, I miss the live streams on night shift weeks and show up late on day shift weeks as I run 8 to 8. But nonetheless, plant had a problem today, so we got off. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's good and bad. But we all got to work, right? Somehow, some way. Okay. So you're welcome, Jace. I hope that answers some of your question. I hope. What I've been working on, like today, I had a bunch of things I had to take care of, and I'm just going to tell you because it's part of the process. I can't always be working on the cars or car, whatever, directly. So I mentioned before about I was going to get a new phone, and of course this weekend we had our grandson's birthday party, and we had to get since 2 of our kids are on our phone plan, we had to get them here, get to the store, transfer all the information, get the phone swapped over, all that sort of fun stuff, you got to deal with when you're switching a phone carrier. So took care of that on Saturday, Saturday. Yeah. And then Sunday we had the birthday party and whatever. So today I wanted to, get some stuff done on the car. And I already had started on the panels that go in where the rear seat is, the finished panels on the quarter windows. I started prepping those, and I had to deal with the glove box door. If you remember when I sprayed the dash, I had sprayed the glove box door and ended up having fish eyes. So I had to re-prep that thing to get it sprayed. So I'd already started on that. Like I think Saturday at some point I had done some work, or maybe even, I don't know, at least that something on Saturday. So today that was where my goal was. Well, we come to find out that the new phone service, which we have through Verizon, they forgot to give us the boxes to send our old phones back. So I had to make a trip to that store. Then I had to make a trip to Sprint to work on canceling the service completely with them. And just, one of those kind of things where you run around and you're trying to take care of a variety of things. So anyway, I got most of that taken care of, and I came home, started working on those panels again, and was spraying, right up until like 10, 15 minutes before this, I was still spraying those panels, had to get them cleaned up. The gun is soaking right now, but I had a small issue with one of the quarter piece, fillers. Now I'd cleaned these things. I've talked to, we talked about it before. When you're spraying paint, contaminants, Harvey and I were talking about this. You end up with, I can't think of whatever the product, Armor All. People used to bathe their car in Armor All, and that's like the worst thing. It's the worst thing because whenever you do want to do something with an interior piece or paint, it's silicone based and it just creates all kinds of problems. So that's what I had. The glove box door was my initial problem. Well, I had prepped the other panels, and as an experiment, I sanded them with 400. I didn't go to bare metal, but I sanded the panels with 400. wiped them down with wax and grease remover, wiped them down with Windex, trying to make sure everything was clean. And as an experiment, I took some self-etching primer, and I didn't like layer it on real hard on the panel or panels. I kind of did a heavy dusting. Let's put it that way. You could still see the color was underneath. And I sprayed it on there. And sure enough, one of the panels, it fish-eyed, like 2 sections, like about that big, 2 sections fish-eyed. So I got it cleaned off. I took lacquer thinner. I wiped that thing down, re-prepped it, sprayed some more self-etch on. Everything went fine. Looked good. So I mixed up my single stage, and I decided I'm going to, spray that same single stage that I'd sprayed the dash and these doors with. I didn't have any issues with any of that stuff. So I sprayed the glove box door, and it looked okay. I was like, all right. I sprayed some on the one panel, or both of the, filler panels. One looked great. And the other one, it just like the whole panel just went crazy. I have no idea why. I've never seen anything do it like that. So then what? I went and grabbed a lacquer thinner, paper towels, started wiping that stuff, got it all wiped off, let it dry, and I thought, I'm going to see what happens. So I sprayed some more paint on it, a dusting kind of experience there, and it didn't seem to react. So I added some more and added some more. Why it did that, I have no idea. Maybe I was too heavy with it. I don't know. But currently they're in the back paint area, and they're drying. So hopefully those panels turned out okay, and I can get the glove box together and in the car. I talked about it probably on, I don't know what day I talked about it, whether it was Thursday or Friday. This is something I've shown this before. I'm going to show it again though, because I think it's really cool. And this is part of the why that I wanted to get the glove box door done. And oh, look, there goes the air compressor. I didn't turn it off. I'll go turn it off. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I was on the edge thinking, is it really going to run tonight or not? And also point out, I had a problem with that air compressor. That pressure switch failed, and I did a video on it on the other channel, the Joe Daddy's Workshop channel, where I replaced the pressure switch. So I'm glad it's working. But I had to deal with that. So anyway, what I wanted to do is get the glove box door finished, right? So I could put the main box in, put the push button switch in, get it in the car, make it look good. Oh, okay. I see you, Rick. Can't stick around tonight. I have a lot of things to do. Just wanted to drop in and say a quick hello to everybody. Glad you stopped by, Rick. Glad you stopped by. Let me get. Okay. Oh, Dave says the air compressor is okay. Just so you know, the air compressor is not an issue at all. It is really quiet. Okay. Well, I thanks. I didn't know. I couldn't tell. So anyway, the glove box door. Got to get the stuff put together, right? Well, I talked about this I don't know if it was Thursday or what day it was. There was this kit, and if I put it up there, it's going to mess up the screen. So this is from NPD, and the part number is 2205-2C, as in Charlie. What it is, it's basically a 4-piece kit. I think this is a great idea. It comes with 2 new door locks, so I'm going to replace those. I know some people had said, the ones I have aren't shiny enough, even though they're original. So I don't know if these will be much shinier, but anyway, 2 new door locks, and it comes with a new trunk lock, which I have the trunk lock, but I've lost the bar that goes from the trunk lock to the switch. So it comes with a new trunk lock. What it also comes with is a new tumbler for your ignition switch. Why? Well, it makes it only have one key. Only one key. You know how the keys are made where they've got the offsets, whatever door and ignition or trunk, whatever's different. This makes all the one key work everything. I think that's a great idea. So I'm going to be swapping that in and making that happen. And I really was looking at I thought about replacing the door locks anyway, because somebody had said, hey, it's not shiny enough. But this gave me the reason to do it. And that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, just wanted to let you know about that. Let's see. Shane, my lower right door bottom doesn't line up well with the original rocker. All else does. How concerned should I be about this? The right door bottom doesn't. Yeah. Believe it or not, I have a very similar issue with this car. Does it flare out a little bit? Is that what you're seeing? I did all I could to make this door fit this car better, and that's an original door. I did work on that to try to make sure it lined up. There's only so much you can do, because if you roll that door in, you try to adjust it in at the front, well, then it puts it in too far at the back. There's really no way to index it to make up for what is in effect a subtle curve, let's say, in that door, from what I'm seeing. You don't have to worry about it if it's going to bother you. Let's put it that way. Most of my door lines up, but about that much in the front section just has a little flare out. And there's only so much you can do other than piling on, body filler and beating stuff down, and, there's only so much you can do. Chris, more or less power curtailment, as our plant has this environmental deal. Days that Ontario Power is predicted to peak, we shut down. Interesting. Robert is here, the Infernal Craftsman. Glad you're here. Tim Kondrowski. That sounds like either a football or a hockey name. That's a football or hockey name. Tim Kondrowski. Now starting for the Cincinnati Bengals at center, Tim Kondrowski. Sorry. Just want to say thanks for Jade Project. I have a son with ADHD and ODD. He started watching Jade, and we went and got a 68, which we are starting. It seems to need the same work you talk about. Cool. That's cool. I'm glad you found something that you can work on together. That is nice. Let's see where I'm at. Rick, I got a 68 in 2016, and JD's the reason that I found Joe Daddy's Garage. Well, there you go. Chris, Barry, I wonder if YouTube is overloaded on Mustang projects. I wonder if you did the basket case Camaro, maybe. Yeah, I've thought about that. I don't know. Right now, I'm inundated. There's some thunder. Inundated. There's a big word for today. Inundated with Mustang stuff, projects, and everybody's been following me because of the Mustangs. Now, I'm not against doing a Camaro at all. And the Camaro, I've mentioned it before. I'm not going to do the full restoration on a Camaro. No, probably I won't do the full restoration on anything anymore unless it's something personal. I'd rather do sheet metal work, weld it together, get it looking nice, and let somebody else work on it. But that's what I'm going to do with the Camaro anyway, is just get all the sheet metal on the car, try to get it as tight as I can, and sell it. I don't want to build the car. Dave Britton really liked that one key setup. Yeah, I thought that was a great idea. Troy, I love a lock tip. That's a great idea. Yep. 67 Trip. The lower side of my passenger door sticks out a bit as well. Not sure if that is what you were talking about. Yeah, the lower front, it flares out a little bit. This side is fine. This side, the driver's side, fits nice. Robert, the driver's door on my 66 flares out a little at the bottom. Not worth fighting with. Yeah. I mean, you got to pick your battles sometimes, you know. The way this car is, everything else, it looks great. Everything looks great. And I'm not going to sweat over that minor little thing. Now, there are ways that you can adjust certain things. And I've probably shown this in other videos. And I'm not suggesting you do this by any, I'm just saying, I have taken a block of wood and laid it flat on a panel and nailed it. And now I see the Wi-Fi thing kicking on, which it should not be able to do. There, it went away. Okay. But I've done that. And that's an old body shop type of trick, is taking a 2x4. And you'd be amazed at how much you can move a panel with a 2x4 and really do no damage. As long as you're not hitting it, hard edge, like you've got to keep the wide part of the panel and hit it with a 2x4. Now, I know that I've done some adjusting on the doors that way. I did some tuning on them. So it may help. I'm just letting you know it's somewhat risky, but it does move. 67, it is thundering here, and Dakula as well. Yep. Chris, Dave, easier, what? Easier to steal the car, should always have an ignition switch somewhere. Oh, you're talking about the having a single key? You're talking about the single key? Well, I don't know that it would matter if you had the single key or if you had a double key. It's the same concept. I think what this does is it matches it to the ignition style key. And you're right, though. You should have some sort of a bypass or interrupter or something that's going to cause it to not be able to crank that easily. The bad part is, and we all know this, if somebody wants to steal your car, a lot of people aren't doing it. I would say not. I don't know. I haven't kept up with the trend of car theft, but these classic cars, I would think somebody would be more interested in showing up with one of the trucks, the repo trucks, something like that, and do a snatch on it and just get it out of there, rather than try to figure out if they can, get into it and start it up and drive it away. Those repo trucks, if you're going to steal something, that's the way to do it. Just saying, that's a quick and easy way to get into it. But I'm not suggesting that by any means. Just saying, it's my opinion. Okay. So we talked about the switches. Oh, let's see. Hold on a minute. Crash Rider. A piece of 2x4 can be a body man's best friend sometimes. Very true. Sometimes you may cause some serious issues, but for the most part, if you do it and and it's scary sometimes how hard you can really hit it and it won't do anything. And you turn that heat up just a little bit more on that hammer, and suddenly you've got this nice transition. It's like, okay, I'm done. Leave it alone. Quit hitting it. Shane, mine has a gap increase from front to back, more noticeable when it's on a lift. It is a door skin replacement, so I don't know. I was going to send a pic, but I struggle with computer stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's something that's hard to get away from. The reason I say that is depending on the repairs and what's been done to the car, you got to try to get the top of the quarter panel lined up. You got to get the body line to line up. If all those things line up on the side of the car, the door gap at the bottom just has to be what it is. And remember, like Don will tell you, I'm not saying his car has done this, but a lot of people, if your car was ever raced, I've seen cars that were drag raced, these old Mustangs, and they might bounce down the track. That'll change the angle slightly at the door and the quarter. So it may not be much, but it's enough that it creates the reveal is going to grow at the back of the door, just the way it is. you know. So as long as everything else lines up, don't worry about it. That's the way I look at it. Chris, modern cars are more popular anymore because they aren't such eyesores. Wait a minute, what? Modern cars are more popular anymore because they aren't such eyesores if a Kia or a Honda disappears. Modern cars, I'm not sure how that's worded. Are more popular? I'm going to have to skip ahead on that one. Dawn's manufacturer. 2x4 with carpet. Yep. That's another thing. Or a nice, heavy cloth, wrapped up, a t-shirt, something that you can put around it. That's a good idea. Robert, old Fords are the easiest to steal. Pop the hood and everything you need to start is on the wheel well in the form of that starter relay. Very true. Very true. You don't realize, honestly, when I was in the military, I was at a gas station somewhere, and this girl had this big Ford station wagon. It was something from even maybe the 80s. I don't know. But she couldn't get it. It wouldn't start. She had a key and then it would crank. Something was defective. And I always carried tools and wire and stuff in my truck. And I said, okay, I'm going to do something. But once we start the car, it's not going to shut off. And she was like, what? And I hot wired the coil. I just put battery power straight to the coil. And I think even then, I'm not sure if it would start or whatever. I don't remember the exact scenario, but I know I hot wired the coil and then I jumped the solenoid and it fired right up. And I said, okay, when you get home, wherever you live, you're going to have to open the hood and yank this wire off. Otherwise, it's not going to shut off. She said, okay. And I sent her on her way. But you're right. There's nothing really stops somebody from getting into and getting one of these cars to start up. Christy in front of Crossman, same with Mopar. All you need is a screwdriver. Yep. Willie Goodman, good evening all. Got the call today that my deck lid is finally in. Been back ordered since December. Another piece of the puzzle for me. Thanks again for all the videos and information, Barry. Well, I'm glad you got your. I assume you said the deck lid is in. That doesn't mean that you have it yet, I guess. So let's hope it makes it through shipping. We got to get it through shipping. Robert, line up that stuff you can see and don't worry about as much as what you can't see. Yeah, that's true. Rick, they had a problem with wreckers stealing cars in the 80s in New Orleans. They would go to the mall, hook up to a car, and go. Only reason they got caught, they tried to hook up to a cop's car. Yeah. I mean, you've seen the TV shows and stuff where these people do this repos in and out in 30 seconds, it seems. They can just back up. They know enough, have enough experience to get the wheels off the ground and go. Jerry, I agree. A dead blow hammer and a block of wood or a neoprene pad will work wonders. I use this method often. Yep. Chris, if a Honda or Kia disappears, no one can say that's so and so ride, not like our street rods. Once people know it's yours, they know who owns it. Not such an eyesore if a modern car disappears. Okay, that's a much better sentence. Thank you for rephrasing that. Robert, finally down under 100 degrees. Man, you're going to be be out there and putting a jacket on soon. You get used to that 100 plus degrees in the shop. Doyle, have you installed the window upper chrome channel on Jade yet? Which you talking about this piece up here that goes around the roof rail? If that's the question, the answer is no. I have not. Haven't gotten that far yet. Window upper, yeah, I have not put that in yet. But I've mentioned this since you brought this up, that I bought some material, and this is kind of an experiment. I'm whatever they use a certain type of material up there. It was like a sticker, double stick tape type material. And 3M, they sell stuff you can buy. We used to use it at the body shop for like emblems and stuff. You could put re-stick emblems on a car, whatever. And the original style stuff is pretty expensive, I think, to buy just to replace. So in the past, what I've done is I did use the 3M roll of wide tape, and it worked fine. But I was like, let me see if I can get something different. So I went on Amazon and I found this stuff. It's just 1 inch wide foam tape. Now, obviously I haven't opened this yet, but it's not double stick. Not double stick. So I don't know that there's much you gain from having double stick up there because it's got screws that hold it all in place anyway. And honestly, if you're getting, I mean, I guess it's intended to maybe stop water from getting all the way up around the seal. But I'm going to give this a shot and see if this foam works. Hopefully it does, because I think this was like, I don't know, $7-8, something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, the other stuff was like, it was like 40 or 50 or something. I don't know. It was pretty expensive. I think from what I was looking at, but anyway. Austin, thanks to your Jade videos, this weekend I got all panels installed and lined, ready for filler primer. Had no quarters, floors, doors, or valances when I got the car. Awesome. Awesome. That's good news. That is good news. I'm glad to hear that. Willie Goodman, obsolete Ford here in OKC. Have bought most all my parts from them. So far, so good. That's a good sign. Whoop. There you go. You get a better bell for that. Trip, I did not even know that chrome piece was there on mine until I replaced that roofline weather strip this past weekend. Yep. And you know what? They don't make them. They may make them. I think they may make them for the fastbacks, but they do not make them for the coupes. So this is just something I'll point out. If you know somebody, let's say, that's scrapping a Mustang, or you see one that is being scrapped or whatever, given the chance, try to save those pieces. Try to save those stainless strips. Now, they're going to have screws that don't give up. What I mean by that is they don't want to come out very easily. But the trick is you take a screwdriver and you put it up into the screw and tap it with a mallet or a hammer, and that'll help break the rust loose and unscrew those things. And when you take them out, use a putty knife and be very careful and cut through that tape that's up there slowly. Don't ever pull on them or try to bend them because you'll ruin them. And just work that stuff loose and get them out of there. Because the thing is, I've had people contact me who they've misplaced them, or they mistakenly threw them away thinking that they could just buy new ones. They don't make them. So my chance is that if I see one that's getting, sitting and I can get a hold of some of those parts and pieces, I'm going to do it. I think I still have, I know I have my set for this car. I don't know if I might have, I don't know. I had another set, but anyway, they're worth saving because people, when they need them, they're going to pay you for them. I'll just tell you that. And just think about what other pieces like that you don't get, you can't get. And if you can save those parts and pieces, I think there was some other chrome piece that somebody was mentioning before about that was hard to get. Chris, can't wait to see you're done, but after paint, we'll need a transmission check and an exhaust change. I'll hold off on AC for now. Yep. Doyle, that's why I was wondering. I was going to order some of that. Okay. Yeah, like I really think this stuff is going to work, but I haven't gotten that far. I'm nibbling away at all the stuff that I have to get done to get the car together, and that's going to be coming soon. Robert, the edges of my headliner almost stick out from under that foam tape, so I wouldn't worry about the double-sided tape. Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to work, but I just have to get like the pieces. You can see them over there. You know, they're sitting on my vise or my not vise, my drill press. Um, they still have a lot of the original tape stuff on them, but I'll probably have to clean all that off just to make it so that I can use this stuff, because this stuff is 1/8 inch thick, which should be fine. I mean, it'll compress and should be fine. Robert's talking to Willie, and I still haven't been to that yard that has a 67. Maybe this week. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, there's certain parts that you're not going to find. They're not going to replace. So when you see one of these cars getting somebody scrapping it out, say, hey, hold on a minute. I'll give you $10 for those window pieces. Because believe me, you'll get a lot more than $10 out of those if somebody needs them. I know. I think the set that I had an extra set. I'm thinking I think I sold them for like $100 for the pair. So it's worth it, in my opinion, just to get them. Hang on, you know, maybe you don't think it's good to hang on to stuff, but certain things it's good to hang on. Austin, hold on. Sorry about being late, but what chrome piece are you talking about with the screws? Okay, right here in the it follows the roof line. This is kind of hard to do backwards. Follows the roof line where that piece of stainless steel goes. You know, that's where the seal runs around the door. It's got short little screws in it. And those screws, a lot of times when people try to get them out, they'll kind of strip because they just kind of get bonded in there. And so, like I say, you tap on it with a screwdriver, with a hammer on a screwdriver. A lot of times that'll break it loose, or you can spray a little bit of something, penetrating fluid, WD-40. But just make sure you're not like spraying it all over the place, and it's not going to affect something later. But if you can get them loose with just a tap, you're much further ahead. Otherwise, I've done it where I've actually used a pair of needle nose vice grips and able to catch the edge and get them loose. I think I've only had to drill like one in the past, drill the head off of it. Once I got it out, then I was able to get something on it and get it out of the way. Chris, same with the Firebirds. That aluminum turned gold engine turned dash bezel made out of metal aren't repopped anymore. They now saw a decal. I went through 4 decals and I gave up and found a good OEM. Yep. Shane, on stainless parts, how do you shine them up? I have good luck with the DuPont rubbing compound, then use the number 7 polishing compound. I have not really done much to try to make the stainless stuff overly shiny. I just haven't. Now, I have not tried. I have some compounds, some polishing compounds. I did use, let me grab something. I've shown this before. And this has worked good on chrome. I've used this on chrome pieces, and it's really shined it up nice. And this is that Quick Glow stuff. And it says aluminum, brass, copper, shower doors, sinks, tires, and more. I don't know about tires, but clean, polish, and wax in one application. Now, I don't know if it would do good on stainless or not, but I know it's done wonders on some of the chrome. So anyway, other than that, I would be using probably my buffing stuff to try to make it happen. But the only stainless that's really on the car is like the vent window has a piece there, the piece that runs the perimeter, and the quarter glass has a piece of stainless on it. That's really about it. There's not a lot. So, Rick, some good progress has been made on my car. I'm happier than I was 2 weeks ago. That's good news. That's good news. Give you a bell for that. Trip, I was surprised how little adhesive was used to hold that roofline weather stripping in from the factory. At least on my car, the channel is the chrome The channel and the chrome strip were holding the weather strip in place. Yep. It really doesn't take much because there's nothing pulling on it. It has those little squared off edges on the seal, and it's always being pushed up by the windows, so it really has nowhere to go. I still end up putting weather strip adhesive in that channel though to help keep it in place. But yeah, it's surprising how little it takes to hold those in. Doyle, I need the rear deck lid chrome for my Cutlass with Oldsmobile logo not available anymore. Rear deck lid chrome for the Cutlass. Now, is it missing completely? Is it gone? Because you may end up having to get it re-chromed if you have it. Otherwise, I couldn't point you in a direction to get some of that. Trip, if you have the rocker trim, it is also stainless. Yep, that's a good point. Good point. This car had the rocker trim. I took it off. I didn't want it on there. Just looks like kind of sticks out. Not my thing. Dave, let's see. There was a fellow in our area that was amazing at restoring stainless trim pieces. Dinged and nasty, would look like brand new when he was done. Retired now. Yeah, I think we had some guys that could do that stuff. We use it with the body shop, but that's an art form. That's a real art form. When you can clean up stainless and get all the dents out of it. Like I said before, I put this trim on, and that lower section right there, I've kind of mangled it, and I'm gonna have to live with it for now. Unless I can find somebody that wants to straighten it back up for me, but that's the way it is. Shane, I had the big pieces I had to do, not perfect, but nice. Okay. I have another thing I want to kind of talk about. I had a conversation with Harvey earlier today, and Harvey went to his local junkyard. I haven't really looked at these pics much. I haven't gotten, far enough into it. But he shared some pictures with me, and I've already downloaded them. I was ahead of the curve. I've already downloaded them. So he went to this junkyard, and he could probably give us more information as we go along. And, they have a lot of modern cars, and they have some old cars. And he stumbled across this. Now, you might look at that and go, it's just a car, nothing special. And for the most part, I'd say, yeah, pretty much nothing special. But apparently it's a 57 Ford. So if you're into that era of cars, the 55, 6, and 7 Chevys and this Ford. So here's another angle. And my Wi-Fi is acting up, or the service. So there's another angle to that. Let me see if I can do something here. Hold on a second. Whoops. Thought I had this figured out. All right, we're still lagging on that. I'm trying to get something done. Okay, I'm not doing so good right now. Well, I was gonna try. Oh, there we go. Trying to see if I can connect my phone and see if that helps anything, which I don't know if it will or not. I don't know if it'll help or not. Anyway, so Harvey had found this 57 Ford. I'm going to just kind of continue on here and see if I can't get something happening. Wait a minute. Nope, still not working. I thought maybe I could hook my phone to this laptop and it would help. But anyway, so let me continue on. Let me see if there's some. Okay. Go back to this. So here's this 57 Ford. And again, I'm hoping this thing is working. So he finds his car and he starts looking at it. And he notices that it's got some different, like, bodywork done to it. Like you look at the back of the car and you look at the shape of the fins, and they've been customized. And it's almost like the taillights are, it's different. It's not stock. And he started looking at it a little closer. And he goes and finds this. Oh, it's got a sticker from the NHRA in it. That's interesting. And then he finds that. So on the side of the car, here's a car that it looked like it had some sort of funky paint job on it. Look at all those stickers. So this car was, apparently drag raced. Look inside, somebody's pulled the steering column out of it. But, it looks like it was an old, obviously, or something drag raced. And then he looks in the back seat and there's some sort of, I don't know if those are just regular racing slicks or what, but because those could be, I'm not saying they are, I don't know for sure. Like the old NASCAR tires were also Goodyear, look like that. But that's just really cool. And then it's got this, well, I don't know if the transmission's still in it, but it probably had a 4-speed in it. Wait, that's steering. Wait a minute, I'm looking at it wrong. The steering column. Harvey, how am I getting these pictures? There's a steering column in that one. And am I not seeing the steering column, or is it just the way it looks? That's messing with my head. So it has a steering column. Okay, I see it now. Barely. Okay. So anyway, he finds his car and he's checking it out. And you're like, wow, this almost looks like a piece of racing history of some sort, old school, hot rod, probably a bracket racer. And here it is, just sitting. Just sitting. Let's see. Harvey says they did not want to sell the 57 at this time, but that may not be the final answer. It would just be cool. It'd be hard to like. It would be cool, let's say, in a sense, to maybe not restore it, but just do like the kind of a rat rod effect on it. Clean it all up, put some chrome wheels on it, make it run. Don't change the glass. Don't clean any of the stickers off. Just make it run and take it to the cruise ins and watch people look at it and go, what is that? I think that would just be a fun thing to do. Where am I at here? Okay, so Dave, we're back to Dave was saying just doing stainless was the other guy's full-time job. Did it for trim for cars for all over North America. We were talking about the stainless trim earlier. So Dave was commenting about that. Doyle says, I don't have it wait a minute. I don't have it previous unremoved and was going to not have any chrome on car, threw it away. Okay. Oh, the chrome on the back on the deck lid of his Cutlass. Okay. All right. Let's see. Ed, how are your seats for Jade? I've never seen them. And he says, good. The seats that I have are not the correct seats for the car. They are out of a 65 or 66. When I bought the car, there's a video, if you go to the very first video in the playlist, and I show the car, and I show, the condition of it and what's inside and, all this junk that's in the car. You can see the seats they're there. They were recovered. They're ready to go, but they're not the right seats for the car. So at this point, I'm going to use those seats, or I think I'm going to use those seats, unless I come up with something else. I'm not a fan necessarily of the original style seats, although I would probably use them if I had them. I have considered, an upgrade of some sort for seats, but all I have is what came with the car right now. Dave says, nice two-door too. Yeah, that 57 Ford. Trip, gotta go. Have a good evening. All glad you were here. Shane, that 57 Ford is a hard-nosed, is for the hard-nosed body guy. I don't figure that's easy to find parts for. Probably not. Don, I love that era. Ford, good going. Yep. Don says he has taillight lenses for the 57. See, there you go. Don's got parts for it. He needs it. Troy, the glass is there. It's costly to replace. I'll bet. But it's there. Yep. Jerry says it looks like a Fairlane. It could be. I don't know what it is. Harvey, maybe 56 or 7 because of single headlight, Jerry says. Yeah, well, I don't know. Harvey's, the column is thin, also old, Mallory ignition bolted to the inside firewall, Mercury engine. I mean, that's a cool find, really. Got to find it, get the right person to get a hold of it. Terry Baptist, Low from Pinellas Park, glad you're here. Robert, sent a pic of a Junkyard find, sadly will never be on the road again, but easily restored. Yeah. Let me see if I can lock up my computer trying to download it. Whoops. Nope, wrong one. Hold on. Let's see if we can get it. In the meantime, I want to mention something. I've got a follower on YouTube who does cars, and he shared a video with me earlier in the week or last week that I think is a pretty fun video to watch. Now, he restored an MG, probably a 73 MG, and he sent me a video. Now, I'm going to tell you the name of his channel. It's Raed, R-A-E-D. So if you look up RAED''S, Raed's Home Garage, check out his channel. He has a video on there currently that it says full restoration, 48-year-old classic car in 13 minutes. Now, when I first saw the video or the headline for the video, and it says, full restoration in 13 minutes. Well, we obviously know it's not going to be, it wasn't 13 minutes. It's all time lapse. And initially, just to be honest, I did not know what to expect from that. Because as he started taking it apart, I'm watching the video and I'm like, what's he doing? Is he really going to, and then it started going crazy. It started really going crazy. This guy he didn't just start by, there, I've talked about it before. Like this car, somebody did a Krylon rebuild on the engine. What's a Krylon rebuild? That's where you take the spark plugs out, take off the intake manifold, and you spray paint the whole thing with a rattle can, bolt everything back on, and you tell everybody it's rebuilt because it looks like it's rebuilt, right? Well, right, Raid, who watches the live streams, he started getting into this car, this little MG. And again, I was kind of like, is he really going to? And then it was, wow. He took that thing apart. He took that whole car apart and painted it, repaired it, put it back together. That thing looked amazing. So if you haven't heard of him or seen him, I'm giving a shout out to Raid, and I'll type in. I can't post a link. Hold on. But check out, that's the channel link, or not the name of the channel. Okay. Give it a look. Really fun video to watch. And it was just really cool. Robert sent a pic of a junkyard find. And I don't know what that is, but that is he says easily restored, but the drawback is, and I hate to say this, it's a 4-door, which is okay, but people will turn their nose at a 4-door faster than anything. But yeah, it's probably a solid car, especially in Texas. Probably a solid car. Chris, what's your favorite midsize Ford/Mercury car? I don't know. They don't really pop into my head real fast. When it comes to, I think, midsize, not a lot. I mean, and the era of time, the easy answer is a Torino, Montego. We all know that. But nothing really just like pops into my head instantly when I'm asked that question. Robert, 6-7 yards to still have its seats if you're interested. Well, I might be. I don't know. I might be. I'm kind of leaning slightly towards 05 to, I don't know what years. There's a number like SN 175 or something. The seats from a Mustang from like a 05 and up, 0 to 12 or something. I've considered that idea. Apparently they're not that hard to put in the car. I may look into it a little more. Terry Baptist, didn't Fireball Roberts race a 57 Ford in NASCAR? That sounds accurate. I can't say for sure, but that does sound pretty accurate. And Rick Stevens says, yes, he did. Okay. So there you go. 57 Ford. That's for Terry and Rick. Shane, has anyone seen the old Tucker Torpedo? That car was way ahead of its time. That's why the Big Three did away with the Tucker production, forced them out of business. Yeah, the Tucker is an amazing car. And if you haven't followed him, Instagram page. On Instagram, a man named Rob Ida, IDA, I believe is how it's spelled. He did a full restoration of what was it, number 48, I think. And this guy, he did a restoration, like he made his own knobs, did all kinds of stuff, but he also found blueprints. I don't know, somehow he's got a connection to the Tucker family. I don't remember the exact connection, but he found blueprints for some other Tucker design that is kind of like a Accord or an Auburn type look car, the Speedster type looking thing. And I think he's trying to build one based on those plans. So check out, Rob Ida and see what he's doing. Don's Manufacturing, paint it blue, make it new. Yep. Dave Britton has posted this, which that won't get you anywhere, I don't think, because it really doesn't let me post links on the channel. But I guess, I don't know if somebody could copy that or not. But anyway, Raid's Home Garage. Give him a look. Check it out. Dave Britton, hey Barry, how do you like the 67 Galaxy? Cool cars. They're okay. I mean, that's not high on my list. I like the 65, and because I did that convertible back years ago at the body shop. I did a lot of work on that 65 convertible, and the 67 it's okay. I'd rather have a Fairlane. I like the Fairlane better, just in my opinion, the way that they're a little smaller. But yeah, they're okay. Robert, I won't be using factory seats for my 66. I want something newer, more comfortable, and maybe cooled seats if I could find something that fits. Well, you could do like Wally and get those, whatever those seats were. I don't remember what he had. He built those custom seats for his convertible. Pretty cool stuff. Crash Rider, Robert's photo of the 4-door was a 52 to 53 Ford. Okay, thank you for that. Dave, I had a 65 XL, another cool car. Yeah. Like I said, we did that. If you saw the videos of 2012 and 13, I guess, we did that 65 Galaxy convertible at the body shop. And the information I'll give you on that car, if you're interested at all, is that was done for the son of the man who started Hooters. The guy, the dad bought that car. That was the first new car he ever bought. And he had it all that time. And then the son inherited it when the dad passed away. And so they wanted to restore it. And so we took it on. And unfortunately, conflicts within the shop and personnel. I left before the car was completely finished, but it was probably whenever I stopped working on it, it was like 95% done. I had done so much to that car, so much work to that car, and I had everything coming together and was finishing it up, and left the shop. So anyway, so if you haven't seen those videos, there's some cool custom work I did on that car as well. And I say custom because you couldn't find parts for those cars, so I had to fabricate pieces, and that's where it become interesting. Clark says more cowbell, Dave. Yeah. 16, Shane, was it the first car with a front bra? Just kidding. Hooters reference. Yeah. Yeah. I know it was a friendly car though, because when we stripped that car down, and I know I have a picture of it on pictures on Facebook. We stripped that car down, and the firewall, you got a stamp firewall. The stamping in the firewall, it actually says hi. It has a letter H and an I, and it just looks like it says hi. Why? Why did they do that? I don't know, but that's the way it's shaped. And so I said it was a very friendly car. All right. So, yep, there's a Wi-Fi thingy again acting up. What else was I going to mention? I've posted pictures on Facebook and Instagram where I have everything in the front of the car right now. All the lights are on, the headlights are in, the side marker lights, the valance parking lights, the grill surround, everything is in place. And I'm working, or I'm going to this week. I think this week, unless something else happens. I'm going to try to take that expanded metal grill that I got that's supposed to be for a Shelby, and it looks like I can make it work in this car. What I'm going to have to do is the ends are bent back like probably 1.25 inches, somewhere around 1.25 inches. So basically when it comes into the shape of the grill surround is curved, it gets wider at the bottom and curves in. Well, the grill is short, so there's a little space on either side that it won't reach. So what I'm going to do is unbend those ends so that they extend out to where it overlaps the curved part. And then whether I need to make some sort of metal reinforcement or something, I'll come up with some sort of reinforcement so I can make it, fit in and stay in place. I'll probably go ahead and paint it because it's raw metal right now. I'll probably just paint it black. I don't see any reason. I could paint it silver, but I don't know if I gain anything by doing that. Everything else is black, and it might look kind of cool just to have it all black. But silver has crossed my mind because the grill surround is silver, but the factory grills were black as well. So I'll probably just go for that and keep it that way. Doyle, my first car was a 64 Galaxy 500 with a 352 two-barrel and no air conditioning. Traded it to the first 69 Cutlass S. Well, Doyle, I can tell you, I'm not going to, my first car, we're not going to talk about my first car that I drove that was assigned to me from the junkyard. But the first car I got a speeding ticket in was a 62 Galaxy 500, two-door hardtop. So I have a soft spot in my heart for that body design for the 62 to 64. But it was 62, had a 292 V8, 3-speed on a column. And I got a speeding ticket in that car at basically 16 years old. Should not have done that. That didn't go over well. Terry, did you know the 62 Oldsmobile F85 Jetfire was okay? It was the first car to have a aluminum V8 engine. I do remember that. We had some of those. We had at least one of those up at the junkyard. At least one. I don't think it was a very good design, though. Dave Britton, cool t-shirt, Bear. Yes. Thanks to Andrew, Grease Rookie Garage, for making this design for me. It's available on Teespring. Rick Stevenson, it was an interesting fix you had for that front bumper. Yeah, I didn't actually film anything on that. So I may have to do a follow-up just to do a better demonstration. Because what I did and what I had to modify what I did to that. And people probably, people haven't seen, I did a short little video, a short on YouTube where I reshaped that front bumper for this car. And I basically bolted it down to a piece of wood and took a strap and pulled the ends in because it flared out at the fenders where it's supposed to be more straight with the fenders. So I did that and it worked. It worked. I was at least able to get the brackets on, and it looks fine. It looks fine. But I started off with 2 bolts, and I actually ended up putting 4 bolts in the bumper because when I was trying to pull on it, it was wanting to push out at the center in the front. So I had to put those other 2 bolts in so that the bumper couldn't move and just the ends were going to get flexed. But yeah, it worked. It worked. It was a risk. I could have made a real mess out of that thing. I know that. Dave, talking about the V8. Yes, I knew that. People stuck them in the Vega for the V8 swap. Yep. Shane, it was really nice seeing your 67 Red Dave Mustang today. Looks like years more of videos. Yeah, and it's actually a 68. The Red Dave is a 68. That's tentatively The Red Dave is the name, but that is the 68. The 67 isn't here yet. I've got to get this car together, and I need to get that other car that's in my way, taking up my space, my time, my life. Get that one out of here, and I'll be much happier. And then, of course, get the 67 rolled in. Let me see. Okay. So Dawn has sent me a picture. So I'm gonna download that, freeze up my internet, see what happens. I don't know. I guess it's. I mean, it looks like, I don't know. I haven't had any real complaints yet, so I'm hoping everything's working. So give it a minute. Everybody take a drink of coffee. And it might show up. I don't know what's taking so long. Okay. Let me see what else is going on. Chris, what was a special thing that built in the Mercury what was a special thing built in the Mercury Cyclone spoiler in 1970? It was standard on every car for NASCAR. What was a special thing built in a Mercury Cyclone spoiler? It was standard on every car for NASCAR. Every car for NASCAR or every Mercury? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Anybody have an answer for Chris? Mercury Cyclone spoiler in 1970. What was special about it? Let me go back to, okay. So Dawn sent a pic of latest engineering project narrowed and repositioned for TKX transmission. So let's look at this picture. Pull down his comment for a second. So what did you narrow? I mean, the tranny reinforcement? Is that what you're referring to? Or did you relocate it? I'll reposition it. Okay, so it says narrowed and repositioned for TKX transmission. Hey, that's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea. You know, if you're in there and you're going to be replacing the floor anyway, you could. That's an easy mod when it comes down to it. To relocate the hump in the reinforcement in the transmission tunnel. It gives you a new place to mount the tranny. That's a good idea. I'll give you a couple bells for that. That's a great idea, Don. See, that's what we like to see. Input, ideas, and stuff being shared. Shane, it wasn't deer whistlers, that's for sure. In the spoiler. Well, I was thinking, I can't picture what it looked like, but I was thinking maybe it had some adjustment. Like you could actually pivot it slightly. Maybe. That's the only thing I like Clark's answer, though. Third brake light. That's a good answer, Clark. That's a good answer. Chris, I'll give a minute for people to figure it out. Okay. Dave Britton says he's stumped. Yep. Terry Baptist, please stand by. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't last long. Dawn. Tunnel reinforcement slit the support and narrowed the top part. Had to make it thinner, but not weaker. TKX is a tight fit. Okay. That makes sense. Narrowed the top part. Okay. And even at that, you could still add some bracing in there if you wanted to. You could make some strips that follow the inner channel if you wanted to weld them in. But again, it's probably not going to benefit anything from that. Chris is saying, Clark, that's the difference between a Montego and the cyclone panel. The third brake light? So what's the answer, Chris? What's the answer that they did to the spoiler? So question again. What was a special thing built in the Mercury Cyclone spoiler in 1970? It was standard on every car for NASCAR. See, that's where it gets confusing when you say every car for NASCAR. You know, that's where I wonder what it could be. Okay, Dawn says 3/4 inch square tubing fits that channel perfect. I may still add that. So he's talking about putting some 3/4 inch. Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. Pull this back off. Oops, went the wrong way. All right, I'm going to give Chris a second to answer, but give me 1 minute. I've got to go turn the fans off in the back. I keep hearing them running. So Chris can answer whenever he wants. Besides, I want to show you all this glove box. I'm pretty happy with this. You know, we were, if you saw when there we go. If you saw whenever I think I did the video where I painted the dash and the glove box door blistered, you know, had fish eyes in it. Can you see that? Look at that. Ooh. Boy, the light really makes it work too. So I was painting this before I came on the stream. Look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there. That's a thing of beauty, Clark. That's what we call it. That's what they call an RV. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Let me set this aside to where I think it's dry, but I'm gonna let it sit some more. Okay. Let me see what we have here. I'm gonna download another picture real quick. Well, I say real quick. We're gonna see how quick it is. Chris sent us. He sent some pictures. Let me look. Okay. So we're talking about the spoiler. We're talking about the spoiler. So here's the car he's talking about. And what was built into the spoiler. Are we talking about the rear spoiler? Or the front? Maybe that's where the confusion is. I mean, let me back up. So are you talking about the rear spoiler or the front spoiler? Because I see it's got a front spoiler on it. Let me see where we're at. Chris, yeah, he sent a pic. Terry Baptist, a specially designed aerodynamic front end of some kind. Could be. It looks like it's got a front spoiler added in. Dawn, half of the spot welds on the tunnel and support were either broken or never welded. Amazing. Yeah. Talking about the cross member. Just a little secret. Let's see if I can. Okay, so it's trying. We're trying to get here. I see March 8th comment. I'm not sure if the thing is okay. March Andy says, well, the 1970 clone on the front glass, like safety glass. That's a good question. They've been that glove box door looks soft as a baby's bottom. Yeah, it does. I'm actually surprised at how good it looks. Clark, oh man, come on. Clark is blue or green. Yes. Chris, you're very close to that on protected both fronts and two. Okay. Chris says the whole center section of the grill lifts up for if a motor blows. It was extra clearance for the 429. The whole center section of the grill? Were we talking about the spoiler? Because the question was, what was a special thing built in a Mercury Cyclone spoiler in 1970? It was a standard on every car for NASCAR. So is that the answer we're talking about? So it's the grill? Boogie Bum, love the Christmas vacation quote. Yeah. And don't you be eyeballing her. Or don't you be, what does he say it? Don't you worry. We're going to take that with us when we go back to Arizona next year or whatever it was. Don says stoplight probably in that spoiler. Chris says it's called a Mercury Cyclone spoiler. It's the model. Oh. Okay, so the question really wasn't about the spoiler. Okay. It's kind of a catchy, tricky question because I know everybody would think spoiler like the part, not the name of the car. But now I get it. So it had a center section of the grill that lifted up to make it easier to change, or it was extra, and yeah, for extra clearance. Okay. All right. It's called a Mercury Cyclone spoiler. It's the model. Okay. Well, that's kind of one of them tricky questions. Dave Britton says, oh, yeah, totally confused us. Yeah. Well, Shane says, spoiler alert. Yep. And spoiler is a trim level for Cyclone. Yeah. Well, now we know. Now we know. Okay. So I showed you the glove box. Should I go grab one of the panels for the quarter? Maybe I should go grab one of those. See how that looks while we're talking about it, right? Okay. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I think that turned out pretty nice too. Now it's got some issues down there at the bottom. That's where the seat, would be up against it right there. I'm not going to worry about that. But the rest of it, I think it's fine. I'm happy with that too. So that's good. Now I can focus on getting other stuff done so that I can get the get the back seat in, get the carpet in, all that fun stuff. Because really, I'm not far away from getting the carpet in the car. I have all the kill mat in, or at least all the kill mat that I had on hand. I used it all up. I need to finish putting back in place the wiper pump. I've got the hosing. I've got all the hoses for that. I've got the hosing. I've got all the hoses for that. So I need to finish kind of rebuilding that with the hoses and the sprayers and get those in place. And I'm going to put the driver's side cowl vent. I'm keeping that. I don't want to block it off. I'm keeping that on. I want to keep fresh air coming in. And the other thing, I've got to mount the dimmer switch. Now the problem is when I took that out, when you cut out the floor, it's gone. So your mindset. Now I have to look at my carpet, because some carpets, what I'm getting to is some carpets have a reinforcement plastic ring that goes around the headlight, switch. So obviously you don't want to put it somewhere else, and you get the carpet down in there and you go, oh no, I've got it in the wrong spot. I've got to cut it out and move it. So what I'll probably have to do is be proactive and get the carpet set in place. Find if it does have that hole, which I'm assuming it's going to, and mark where the switch needs to go. And then I can locate the switch and then come back in with the carpet, and hopefully everything works out fine. Let's see. Chris, in the 68, the 427 is available only in what Ford Mercury lineup of cars? This stumps a lot of people. Yeah. Not going to know that one. Terry Baptist, feels like playing Trivial Pursuit. Yeah, sort of. Shane, wow, what kind of paint did you use on those inside pieces? It's single stage that my PPG rep mixes custom. It's his own recipe. And I don't have any numbers. I can show you the can. He mixes it up. This is what, because he paints cars too. So whenever he does trim on cars, he came up with his own kind of mix. Now it would be nice if he would write down the numbers so that other people could get it, but it's just single stage Omni, and it's low gloss black. Like I said, it's his own formula. So that's all I can tell you. That's all I know. But I do like it. It has a nice kind of satiny finish to it. And it's going to look good once I get everything else back in the car. Clark Clifford, hosing. Word of the day. Are you hosing me, Clark? What does he say? He says something. Are you messing with me, Clark, or something? When he talks about Santa Claus and NORAD or something. You serious, Clark? Chris, Terry, and I only know Ford Mercury trivia. Yep. Dawn, 68 Mustang and Cougar 427, special order only. Clark says he just ordered all of his hosing. Good. 68 Mustang Cougar 427, special order only. Well, I'll give Dawn the bell for that. Boogie Bum, are you serious, Clark? Yeah, the thing is full. Yeah. You want to get us some presents? You want to give me some presents? Well, you want to get some presents for the kids? Here's a list. And I have a few things on here for me and whatever his wife's name was. And while you're at it, get yourself something nice too. What a movie. What a movie. Anyway. All right. I think I'm getting close to calling it a night. I realize that I haven't eaten anything in a while, and I'm getting hungry. But I got those panels done. Again, it's these steps. These steps, when you move forward. Dave says, "What show are you talking about?" Christmas Vacation. Please tell me you've seen Christmas Vacation. Please. Grandma wrapped the cat again. Yeah. It's a Jello mold, or it's a Jello. Robert, Clark's temper is similar to mine. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. Speaking of tempers, y'all know, I don't usually get fired up over much. If somebody gets me to that point where I'm angry about something, they've really done something. I've been delivering for Uber, right? I've told you that before. I drive for Uber, during the week at night. And last night I went to this restaurant, Popeyes. Now I already know this Popeyes in my town is the worst Popeyes on the planet for time. They're worst service, slowest. I already know this stuff. But the rate was paying pretty good for this delivery. And I thought, I'll deal with it. It's a Sunday night. I'm just going to go. And I went through the drive-thru because, it's what you're supposed to do. I get through the drive-thru. I tell them I have an order for so-and-so. They're like, "Oh, well, we don't have any." The order was for mild tenders, whatever, chicken tenders. And they said, "We only have spicy." And I'm like, "Well," they said, "we have to make more of the, mild ones." I'm like, "Really? You got people, you got this line around the building and you run out of stuff. You don't have more cooking already?" You think about it. There's a process to this. You have a bin of chicken. When that bin is half empty, you better have another bin cooking so you can dump it in and keep that bin full, right? Just a thought. It's a process. Chick-fil-A is like a Swiss watch. Popeyes is just a train wreck. So anyway, I do the order thing, and they tell me, "Oh, we're going to have to wait to get this. It's going to be 7 minutes." Fine. So they have me pull up. I pull up. I wait. 15 minutes go by. No food's coming out. I got angry. I went inside the store. Manager sees me come in, and I'm trying to tell somebody about, getting my stuff. He says, "If you're here for Uber Eats, you have to check in with the cashier." I said, No. I said, "I just went all the way through the drive-thru. I've been in line for 35, 40 minutes. And you can't, you didn't bring me my food out. What's the deal?" In the meantime, there's people like, they're parting ways. They're getting out of my way. So finally, the guy, he says, "What's the order?" And I showed it to him. It's sitting there on the counter. It's sitting there. He bags it up and sets it in front of me and says, "Have a good night." Ooh. I'm never, ever delivering from Popeyes again. I don't care what they're paying. I am never going back to that place. Never. Anyway. We got some more quotes here. Okay, so Crash Rider. You found Iron Man. Good call. You found him. Robert, Christmas Vacation is the most accurate Christmas movie ever. Yes. Clark, had a metal plate in my head. Now every time I use the microwave. That's pretty low down, mister. Why, if I had a rubber hose. Hope everybody has a great night. I hope have a great night. Yes, Terry. Dave Britton, we don't have TV in Canada. Melts our igloos. Yes, I've seen them years ago. Yes. Chris, Don, I'll give it to you. Though there are no recorded Ford assembly line 427 Mustangs 68. The 428 CJ was introduced earlier in 67. The Mercury Cougar GTE was a $5,000 car. And okay. Used the leftover 427s. All right. He said he sent me a picture. I'm probably not going to download that right now. I'm going to finish up here and we're going to call it a night. So KG answered it. Good answer. Well, let me see. Let me see if I can. Let me see. I don't even know if I can. Why is it not letting me download this? Oh, there it is. I'll do one quick download so you can see the car that he's talking about. And there it is. So those must be pretty rare if it's got 427 in it. Must be a pretty rare combination. Okay. Shane, no Barry, no one's going anywhere. We're having the happiest stream inside of the nut house. Yeah. KG, correct, but was still optional on the GTE. Marshall, I've never seen a Popeyes function smoothly. Can be frustrating for sure. Yeah. Never going back. Chris says a $3,900 Cougar became a $5,500 car. Yep. Terry Baptist, no, Iron Man is visible. Is visible. Crash Rider found him. He's right there. He's sitting on the vise. Dave Bretton, good night. All thumbs up. Yep. I think I'll go wrap some Christmas presents. Okay. Very nice Cougar. Yeah, it was. And only 100 or so made. Okay. All right. I'm going to call it a night. I'm glad everybody was here. Look forward to, I'm going to be posting more videos and I need y'all to help. Thumbs up, likes, watch the ads, whatever. Do what you can to help this continue to get better and bigger. I really need this channel to do something more than it's been doing. And it's like I said, I may have to change up and start working on something else. I agree with that. It's just the way it is. But anyway, so let me see where we're at. I think at this point, I'm still up in the air as to whether I will do a Thursday live stream or not. Depends on what my mood is, what my wife has planned. And, we'll go from there. If I post, early and it shows that it'll be up, then I'll do it. You'll know that I'm doing it. If not, then I won't be doing it, but we'll wait until that happens. But anyway, thanks for being here. Remember the t-shirts are available on Teespring. If you want a hat, email me. We'll talk about that and we'll go from there. But until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.